Hello and welcome, my fellow Bronies and Pegasisters. Broof to you guys. Welcome. I'm your one of the co-hosts, should I say, John. You should know by now, hopefully. Quickly before I get too far into this, I would just like to thank everyone or the recent subscribers. Apparently, there's been 2 subscribers within the past week that are subscribed to this channel. So thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the future content that myself and my good friend Sam will be bringing in the near future. So big thank you for the support there. Let's get on with the video. So yes, School Daze. This is what I'm talking about today, the 2-part special of My Little Pony Friendship's Magic Season 8. Now, a quick spoiler warning right here, just in case you've not, just in case you've not caught up with the show, because there's many people that new fans have started watching the series because of the movie last year. So there's a lot of people that aren't fully up to scratch on the series. So luckily, I am. It took me a while, but I am now completely up to scratch with season to season, and the same with Equestria Girls as well. But anyway, so let's just move on. I don't want to get too sidetracked. So, School Daze, part 1 and 2. So this is what I'm talking about today. I would have been joined by my good friend Sam, but he's gone away for the weekend, so I'm left to kind of do a video talking about it and my personal opinion on it. And no doubt, once Sam comes back, he will also do a video talking about it as well. No doubt, or as it progresses. So, School Daze. Spoiler warning before we progress any further. You've been warned. Again. So, what are my personal, overall thoughts? Just straight off the bat, I'm just going to bring my overall thoughts. I really like where this is going. I really like the feeling and how this series has come over. You do feel an essence of the movie, as season 8 picks up from where the movie left off. So if you've watched the movie, you can essentially start watching season 8 if you wished. But I would strongly urge to watch it from season 1 through to season 8, and then I strongly urge that, because otherwise there will be certain elements in season 8, no doubt, as it progresses, what you may not understand. So I always say start off with season 1 and get caught up, and then because obviously the movie's a great starter for anyone brand new, but it's always great to go back to the beginning and then get caught up to season 8, then you understand how what's going on. But yes, like I was saying, I like where it's going. I like it had a very nice momentum to it. I loved season 7. I personally think season 7 is one of the best seasons since it started. I like the first 3 seasons. The first 3 seasons are actually really, really good. And then season 4 and 5 are good as well, to a point. They have good 2-part specials and ending specials, and some good episodes in between there as well. But then season 6 seemed to be a bit of a snag. A few people, there were some good episodes in season 6, but it kind of lost momentum. And it was if they kind of lost where they were trying to go, that the routes they were trying to go in. And then when season 7 started, it was almost as if it was like a sudden surge of pride and confidence in the storytelling, and it just felt like it felt like the series that I was enjoying since season 1. But it just felt like it was rejuvenated, and the animation was really much more nicer, just much more grander. That's how it felt to me, that the animation looked much more vibrant than it did before. And just the writing, just generally, in my opinion, in season 7, just was much better. And each episode was just as good as the last. And it also had a lot of interesting episodes within there as well that I will not mention in this video. I will mention later on, because I am considering making a top 10, or a, like a that type, maybe some top 10 videos as we progress in the channel, of my favourite episodes from season to season. We are thinking about doing that at some point in the future. But now we come to season 8, and I feel that the tempo from season 7 is still there, but yet we have the energy from the movie now coming into the series. Now, I love the movie. Each to their own, I loved the film. Yeah, I would have liked a bit more development with Spike, because Spike didn't do anything. It was a great opportunity, I thought, the movie, to kind of give Spike a bit of momentum and a bit of development. But okay, fine, I will take it for what it was. I love Tempest. I love Tempest Shadow. I love. I just genuinely really loved that movie. I loved the songs, and I just loved how that movie came over. And I loved the hippogriffs as well that was introduced in that movie. Kappa and Queen Nova and all those new characters I loved. So hopefully we are going to, as the season 8 progresses, we're going to see those characters return. But for School Daze, we were introduced to 4 new characters, and it's a character called Gallus, who is the Griffin, Yona, who is a yak, Smolder is a dragon, and Oscillus, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is a changeling, and Silverstream as well, who's a hippogriff. So, the new characters. Let's just talk about the new characters here for a second. I kind of like them. It's too early to really tell, and it's too early to really give a full opinion on them, because I want to see how they progress as characters as the series progresses. But I think they had a strong impression on me. I loved the Griffin, who is Gallus. I really liked Gallus. I liked him because he was a cocky, sarcastic, Griffin. And he, I just kind of liked his swagger, and how sarcastic he was to certain remarks from people, and how, that kind of thing. I really liked Smolder. I like her. I like her very much. And I also like Silverstream as well, who's the new hippogriff. I like at least 3 out of the 5 that have been new characters been reduced so far. But my opinion will hopefully change as it progresses. But I really do like. I love Silverstream. I think she's a wacky, fun character, and she has the energy. She reminds me very much of Queen Nova's daughter, Princess. Oh, I've forgotten the name now. I do apologise. But anyway, so basically, Queen Nova's daughter in the movie, she reminds me of her pretty much. She's just a hyperactive, interesting character. She might get on people's nerves, but she reminds me of a bit like Pinkie Pie, kind of like a Pinkie Pie character, like a fourth wall breaker character. So basically, the School Daze is practically an interesting title in itself. Now, season 8 is going into the whole exploration, going outside of Equestria. Since the movie and experiencing what they did from the movie, Twilight really wants to start to really voyage outwards and spread the friendship lesson to other species and other places around the world, so to speak. So what Twilight in this episode does, Twilight and the main 6, they create a school. They start a new school. What do they call it? Is it School of Friendship, I believe they call it, something like that. And basically, the whole episode's centered around her trying to get approval for this school. She needs to get approval from something called the EEA, which is the Equestrian Education Association. So yeah, so she has to try and get that, and the head counsellor is called Counsellor Nice, and Counsellor Nice is a dickhead, pretty much. I'm sorry for the French there, but he is an arsehole of a character, but awesomely voiced by Maurice LaMarche. And at first, when I was watching that, and I was kind of watching the first episode, watching this 2 parts anyway, and I was like, I recognise that voice. And it clicked. It's bloody Maurice LaMarche. Maurice LaMarche is in My Little Pony. Whoa. All we need now is the other guy for Pinky and the Brain to be in it at some point, and it'll be awesome. But anyway, so he did a great job as Councillor Nace. I really did like. He was a very dark, sinister character, a character that you generally just don't like. He's purposely created to be a character you're just gonna hate. And I feel he's gonna pop his head into it a bit more often. I hope he isn't just gonna be the opener. I hope he's not just gonna be in the opener. I do hope he does have recurring moments in it. And other people may vary. Maybe some people just didn't like his character in general, but he's a character that I will think may become a little bit of a rival to Twilight. You know, he's going to try and rival Twilight's plans. And I think he might become a little bit of like a little sub evil character at some point, trying to kind of mess up what Twilight is trying to do. So yeah, again, I want to just talk about Starlight Glimmer. Now, I've not spoken about Starlight Glimmer yet, really. But I'm really I'm beginning to really like her character. Now, I was on the same notion as majority of the fans, Bronies and Pegasisters, whatever. When she was first introduced, in I think season 6, I think she was announced. She was brought into. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, season 5 or season 6. She was in, I think, the end special. I don't know. Anyway, she was in a special episode in season 5 or 6 or something. I do apologise. I'm completely out of phase with it. But anyway, so when she was first introduced, I found her a bit of a boring character. She was interesting to a point, but she was quite I just didn't really feel drawn to her character. I just didn't think she had anything really to her. It was an interesting idea of taking their cutie marks and kind of like the whole cutie mark thing that she was able to do with her magic, and she was a really, really strong magic user and a possible really good rival to Twilight, because she was maybe just as good as Twilight or even better than Twilight, and that's the interesting thing about that is the interesting thing about Starlight Glimmer. That's the only interesting thing when she was first introduced. But now, since season 7, I feel that she's been really well developed. I think she's really coming into her own. That role is starting. That character, should I say, is really starting to kind of become part of the gang, so to speak. I think she's starting to really become a bit of a favourite with certain fans. She's still not up there with majority of the main 6 and the main characters, but I do like her now. I really like her now. Especially, I love the episodes in season 7. Or the episodes that they seem to have put her with Trixie in a lot of episodes, and I like Trixie. She's she's a bit of a bitchy character. Bit of a bitchy character when you first meet her, but I do like her. I do like her. I like those episodes where they're both together. And now into season 8. Now we're coming to season 8, and now it's progressing. I think her character is still quite strong there. She's kind of been more the beacon for Twilight in School Daze. more of a, I'll say more of a beacon. She's kind of like really kind of the main, kind of really helping her, supporting her with her decision. And obviously her friends, the rest of the gang, are more than happy to help her out and, help her out with this decision of opening this school. So yeah, it's an interesting development with the whole school thing. I wasn't expecting it. I don't think many fans were expecting it. Anyone that hasn't checked out any leaks, that is, I have not watched any leaks. And when I saw the teaser, the first official teaser, and the whole school thing, I was like, that is something I wasn't expecting. But it's something that I like. It's an interesting concept, and it's a great way to, let's say, introduce these new characters and introduce other characters, and for them to kind of go on, I don't know, like field trips. You know, they might go on like field trips, but they're actually missions or something, and they might be introduced to other characters. Like maybe, hopefully, I'm hoping Kappa comes back. Queen Nova and her daughter, I'm hoping they come back. I want Tempest to come back. What's interesting about Tempest is I think she will come back. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, she was mentioned in this episode. In this two-parter, she was mentioned briefly. Basically, at the beginning of the episode, this is a quick spoiler, so again, quick. Obviously, you should have stopped way before this. But at the beginning, the pretty much the funny thing is the kind of filling in what happened in the movie to Starlight Glimmer. They're kind of filling her in on what happened. So it's practically after everything happened and things are kind of gone back to normal. They're kind of filling in the whole what happened in the because obviously Starlight wasn't in. Well, she was in the background apparently, but she wasn't in the main action. She didn't go on the main quest with the rest of the characters. So they're kind of filling her in on what actually happened in the movie and the people, the other characters that they met along the way. And basically, when that was mentioned, Tempest was actually mentioned very briefly, and pretty much Twilight just said, no, sorry, Starlight asked, where is she now? Is she still here, kind of thing? And Twilight said, no, she's not here. She's gone off on her own, kind of her own quest to kind of like find herself and to spread friendship in her own way. So it's that's kind of opening it up to a possibility she will return. And I didn't expect. I was hoping she might still be in Ponyville, like Equestria or whatever. Maybe just for the first episode, you might just see her kind of like, oh, hi everyone, and then she might maybe go off and do what she wants to do. But I kind of like the way this starts off. You know, it leaves the temptation and it leaves it open for a good possible return. And I really do hope she does make a few appearances in season 8. She will do anyway. I do hope so anyway. But what I found interesting is that Tara Strong. I was on Instagram and she had a live feed and like a Q&A, and she was asked a question about Tempest, and she said, I can answer pretty much anything you want to know. Obviously, she's under contract. She can't answer everything. But someone asked a question about Tempest. Will Tempest return? And she pretty much just said, I can't say anything about that. So I'm wondering if she will return, but yet maybe they're still in the early process, because because it's going to be 26 episodes for season 8, I believe, according to the interwebs. So there's going to be another 26 episodes of season 8. And there's going to be a half-season break, probably at about maybe episode, probably around about the halfway point anyway. So there will be a half-season break, so there'll be a good maybe month or so gap in between the airing and everything. So I'm kind of wondering maybe she might return in the second part. You know, once it comes back from the from the halfway break. I think she might come back near the end of the series. That would make a bit more sense personally, and I think then we will hopefully maybe see the other characters maybe return, like Kappa and Queen Nova and so on, because we've got a hippogriff in there now, and you never know, because there's a hippogriff now in the main roster of characters, or secondary character anyway. But anyway, so Silverstream or whatever, so Silverstream's there, a hippogriff. So I won't be surprised. Queen Nova or her daughter may come back to kind of check up on the progress. Well, anyway, that is that. That is my personal thoughts in a nutshell, my overall thoughts, and what happened in School Daze and what I thought. So I'm just going to quickly just wrap things up and say I thoroughly enjoyed the 2-part special for season 8. I really like the tempo, really like how it feels, and I really like that they're still continuing with the kind of that rejuvenated feel from season 7, because since season 7 it just feels like they've had an injection, an adrenaline shot kind of thing, and it kind of feels like they've really started to be more brave with the storytelling. And I really like I love season 7, absolutely love season 7, and I love how season 8 is starting. And I found these new characters that were introduced really interesting, and the whole school thing I found interesting as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what happens in the near future as season 8 progresses. But anyway, so thank you ever so much for watching this video. Also, I do apologise for the slight disturbances throughout this video with like annunciations and so on. See, I'm doing this on my phone, so I do apologise. I did put a do not disturb thing setting on, but it's still not worked. But anyway, so thank you ever so much. So until next time, please remember to subscribe, comment and rate for more videos, and my other co-host, whatever, will hopefully be along soon, probably next week, with other videos for you to enjoy. So thank you again to those that have already subscribed. You're awesome. And until next time, Broof. See you all soon.